Today is Wednesday, 12th June. It's day, I want to say it's day 3? No, it can't be day 3. Tomorrow it's day 3. Must be day 2. Yesterday I went for a run. Yeah, day 2, week 8. Sounds right. Anyway, you can work that out. Another rambling ramble. It's been chucking it down here for the whole day. So from about 9 o'clock this morning, just been hammering down rain. And I guess it's a thing of I seriously contended with whether or not I was going to get out today. And I think it speaks volumes to the fact that it has become something that's normal. You know, it feels abnormal to not come for a walk or go and do the exercise that's stipulated. I think that's what it has to become. It can't become something that's I'll do it because I feel like it. I think it has to become a thing that I do it every time because I do it every time, and I don't ever not do it. You might have to change up a day, you might have to swap what you're doing on a day, whatever happens for you. You know, work commitments, family commitments, whatever gets in the way, you might have to change things up, but you get that exercise in on a daily basis. You know, every day, you know, you're eating a healthy breakfast. You know, every day you're making your bed. Every day you're making sure you're drinking water. You're not drinking carbonated drinks. You know, lessening all those processed foods, lessening all that artificial crap that's in our modern diet. I was talking to V via typing, excuse me, falling over, and discussing sort of worthy challenges, and these being a buildable thing, and one that struck me, and I think V thinks it's a good idea, you know, certainly work it out with him, is working out a marathon course. So working out how far a marathon is from wherever it is you want to start from, and then being able to walk with pack weight, you know, a moderate, you know, a properly built, properly organised 72-hour kit, bug out bag, whatever you want to call it. You know, not a house, but a reasonable weight in a cheap frame, and getting that sorted out, and then having that to work up to over the next coming months. You know, saying 3 or 4 months out from now, as we complete the army fitness test, you know, that's our piece de resistance. You know, that's our finale type thing in terms of, you know, we've completed the army fitness course. You know, this is how far it's got us. You know, we've proven we can do this now. You know, this is the pack march that we're going to do with weight. You know, basically marathon it out, stay overnight, camp overnight, wild camp somewhere, and then marathon it back. Just walk back in a marathon on the way back. Yeah, which I think is certainly a worthy goal. So I was trying to think of the mechanism by how to do that. You know, the weighting the backpack's easy enough to do. You just start with an empty backpack, and you start adding in things that weigh whatever you can increase until you get to what you need for your pack weight every week, and break it up in intervals. You know, you're walking 3 times a week, you're walking, you know, 4 or 5 times a week, as we're stipulating. Then it's nothing much to chuck your empty backpack on your back and go for a walk with it, and then the next week, you know, chuck in a litre water bottle. You know, go and recycle some plastic PET bottles out of the bin, put some water in them, and go from there. You know, pretty easy to pack it out with some waterproof gear and a pole fleece, just to make it padded out. You know, when you get up to 10 kilos, swap out the water bottles for a cheap 10 kilo plate that you'll find at a garage sale. It seems to be the maximal size you seem to find at garage sales in Australia is 10 kilo plates. Don't know why that is. Find multiples of 10 kilo plates. Never seem to find 25 kilo plates though, the ones I actually want. Anyway, got plans for that too. When it comes to time for working on weights. Another interesting thing I was doing a bit of research on this morning, between work and minding and homeschooling and doing everything else, was Ripto famously came out and published an article on the US Army or US military, say, fitness standards, and said that they weren't up to par. And he felt that instead of being whatever they are now, whether it be a 3-mile run or whether it be push-ups or chin-ups, his standard, I'm going to get this wrong off the top of my head, but his standard was something like a 400 metre dash, 400 metre sprint in under 75 seconds, 12 chin-ups, unweighted, just dead hang, so from a dead hang, actual hanging, not touching the ground, 12 full rep pull-ups, chin-ups rather, then a 2 times body weight deadlift, and I'm sure there was something else in there. It was a press, but I can't remember what the weight was in the press. There was a press maximal, like equivalent thing, like like 1 times or 0.75 times your mass in terms of pressing ability, and he thought that was much better standard for recruits leaving basic training. He thought that would suit people better than the current military standard of running, marching, and having those milestones put in front of them, being able to do X number of chin-ups. I know I've looked into, spent the last sort of week or so reading up on the different ones. I know the US Army is a run and full sit-ups, and then push-ups. The Marine Corps was X number of chin-ups, X number of crunches. Combat fitness test was included, but was separate in distance. That's like a dummy carry or like a person carry and a sprint, and ammo box, pressing with an ammo box and bits and pieces like that. They have a personal fitness test and also a combat fitness test. Don't know what the US Air Force one was or the Navy one, but I'm pretty sure it'd be along the similar veins type thing. A run / jog to a certain standard, and then various other bodyweight exercises. Now I think it speaks volumes that very recently, in the last half a year, the UK Army has changed their standards to include a deadlift. They've changed it to include various other carrying functionalities. But I think the issue you have with doing that is that it precludes people from being able to, that basically requires you to have to join a gym to get fit enough to do that thing before you join the military. And the great thing about the old Army fitness course, which is the one that we're doing, is that it really requires no, barring a chin-up bar, which is pretty easy to get one that hangs off a door, and a chair. There's really no, a pair of trainers, some shorts, and a stopwatch. That's kind of all that's required. There's not a great deal of outlay there in terms of what everyday people have. You may, like me, have gone out and bought a new pair of trainers to run in. That's purely because my old trainers were worn to buggery and had been thrown out many years ago and weren't worth anything. It is very sodden here. But yeah, I think it's interesting that the UK Army has changed their standards to more reflect it, but they've kept that run in there. They've kept that march in their finale, in their final walk out of basic training. They've still got that march in there. They're moving away from, not moving away from, they're starting to include more strength exercises, which is certainly a positive thing. People having a good deadlift is obviously going to make them more combatively strong, but that doesn't preclude the fact that your average soldier, especially your average combat soldier, they should be able to put a backpack on with whatever they need to carry for themselves and their unit on their mission, and they should be able to walk, pack march at a fairly decent clip over mountains, without it being a stress. They should be able to run short burst distances, with weight on their back, whether that be, in patrol order type thing, as you would do in a conflict zone. Yeah, so strength conditioning can get you so far, and cardiovascular conditioning can get you so far, but combined, I think they get you so much better. And Heinlein's adage that specialization was for insects, couldn't be truer, I think, but for this cause. If you can run a 2.4k run, and if you can, in under 14 minutes, if you can run 5k's in about half an hour, if you can get your 12 push-ups, 12 chin-ups, if you've got a 2 times body weight deadlift, all those things combined, and you can pack march, then you're obviously going to be more useful than a person that can't do that, which I think is a really important look forward from it. Instead of just glossing over the needs that are obvious, why not put it at, just saying, well, this thing needs to be increased, this thing needs to be pushed up a bit, this strength idea needs to be stronger. People should be able to do, chin-ups. People should also be able to press weight. Here's an easy way of learning and teaching people how to press weight, so let's use that. Here's an easy way of assessing people's, overall strength with a deadlift. Let's use this exercise, because pretty much everyone can deadlift with very little training. It's a pretty standard thing to do in terms of how your body dynamics works. It's very easy to get on with. Yeah. So just a short one tonight, because it's absolutely chucking it down, and I don't particularly want to be in the rain, and my phone will probably stop working from being cracked beyond belief. Dog is not enjoying the rain very much. But yeah, I think I'll just leave it there for that one. Have a good night, everyone. Hopefully some more videos to follow when I'm not walking at night and you can actually see me. But yeah, hopefully these are interesting and get somewhere too. Good night all.